Good morning, Vertical Church. I'd like to start off by just thanking you for taking the time to pray and fast with us through these next 14 days leading up to Easter Sunday. Today we're kicking off a 14-day prayer devotional, and it's called the Move Me Movement. We just celebrated what God has done over the first 20 years of the Vertical Church, and it has been incredible. Thousands of salvations, thousands of baptisms, and the new building addition, and most recently, phase 1 of the Vertical Church maternity home. But let me tell you, we are not done yet. In fact, we're just getting started. Over the next couple of weeks, we're going to look back at the Old Testament to see how God moved the Israelites forward, from their exodus out of slavery in Egypt to their 40 years in the wilderness and into their conquest of the Promised Land. It all started with a call to move. Let's check out what it says in Exodus 3, verses 10 and 12. The Bible says, "Come, I will send you to Pharaoh, that you may bring my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt." But Moses said to God, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the children of Israel out of Egypt?" He said, "But I will be with you, and this will be the sign for you, and that I have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you shall serve God on this mountain." That's Exodus 3, 10 through 12. Now, how often do you respond in direct obedience to God? Do you hesitate, procrastinate, or just start coming up with excuses like Moses did here? I mean, all throughout chapter 3 and 4 of Exodus, Moses, he just kept making excuses. "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh? The elders won't believe me. I'm not a good speaker." And finally, final plea, "God, please send someone else, please." How often in our lives we end up sounding just like Moses. 40 years ago, Moses knew exactly who he was, a prince of Egypt, a Hebrew, God's chosen instrument to deliver his people. But after 40 years of chasing his father-in-law's sheep in the desert, Moses didn't have the same self-assured confidence he once had. But look at what God responded with to Moses' first excuse. What'd he say? "But I will be with you." God's response to Moses is amazing because it takes Moses' focus off of himself and directs his focus to where it should and always be, on God. Sometimes we ask the wrong questions. We ask questions like, "Who am I?" when we should be asking, "Who is God?" Who God is and what God can do is way more important than who we are and what we think we can or can't do. God knows us better than we know ourselves, so we must trust Him and obey whatever He's telling us to do. When we tell God our weakness, we aren't telling Him anything He doesn't already know about us. The will of God will never lead you where the power of God cannot enable you. So we must walk by faith in His promises. God called Moses to lead His people out of Egypt, and as He is calling the Vertical Church into the next season, movement starts with obedience. How are you going to answer the call? Today, would you pray that God would ignite a movement within the church that brings healing, revival, and new life to the lost? Ask God to give you the courage to say yes to the call on your life, even if it feels overwhelming.